Hey guys, Joel's Backwoods Brothers and with my man
Tony,
and welcome to another special night. Guess what? It is
Random Subject Show
night. Hey, whatever. Hey, we know what we need to do. We need one hat.
10 subjects.
Boom.
I hope I got it in there. Did I do it?
You did. You landed.
Hey guys, before we go there, it's really cool, bro. You took off your hat, and look at this. I got shaved.
He got shaved.
I got shaved. All the dreads are gone. All you people. Love it. Anyways.
Okay, mixing them up real good.
Mix them up.
Okay.
Hey, bring your neighbors, your dogs, and everybody else. Involve yourselves in this show.
Okay, guys, first subject of the night.
Don't forget to comment.
Like, share, subscribe.
Comment. Go. Okay, what is it? Hey, bro, there's a lot going on in our world right now. So.
There's a lot. That's why we have 10 subjects in there. We're not doing all 10 tonight. We're just doing like 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
My body, my choice.
Oh my gosh!
What a way to get out there right at the beginning.
Wow, that was someone's subject. Yours. My body,
you can't
my
read
choice.
that, but it says it there.
My body, my choice. You know, a lot of people actually, the left like to tout that, since Roe v. Wade. And since the left like to blame the right for mainly coming against abortion rights and things like that, they said it's my body, my choice. But when it came to wearing a mask or when it came to getting a vaccine, the left said that we touted my body, my choice, as if they were both synonymous.
I know. Well, they said it didn't. We couldn't tout that. That's what they said. It's not the same thing. They kept saying.
Yeah.
Sorry. Same thing. No matter what.
Same thing. No matter what.
Exactly. My body, my choice.
Yes.
And that really is the case. But the thing is, with the abortion rights, it's not your body, your choice. There's another created living being that you're carrying. So you're not choosing your body, your choice. You're choosing your body, their body, your choice. It doesn't really work that way.
You know, as a man, a male of a daughter, I know that a lot of women say we don't have a lot of place to speak to that. And I shouldn't say a lot of women. There are some women that are absolutely for pro-life. But I wonder where me as a father come in with my, let's just say, wife wanted to terminate her pregnancy. Where's my voice in that to say, hey, you're robbing me of a chance to become a father?
Exactly.
There's also other alternatives to having a child. You can have your child and you can put them up for adoption.
You know something that I think would really fit there better than my body, my choice?
What?
How about my body, my responsibility?
My body, my responsibility. Well, that starts before. Yeah.
Exactly.
That starts well before intercourse, because
exactly.
I don't know any people who, besides Mary Magdalene, who's had a baby implanted by the Holy Spirit inside of her womb.
Exactly.
Yeah, it starts before that, doesn't it?
When it comes down to it, it's.
But then there's other issues too.
Well, yes, that is such a small percentage of abortion cases. We're talking like less than 1%. I think it's like 1/10 of 1% or something like that. It's pretty small. There's a Ben Shapiro argument that he makes, and he kind of refers to some of those stats. I don't have them in front of me though. But it's an extremely small amount for that to try. They're trying to use that one tiny little piece to make their whole argument. Same with like the transgenderism. It's such a small amount, trying to make everybody's lives change for it instead of
minority to change the majority.
Exactly, and that's not the way. That's not the way it works. Majority overrules the minority. That's the way that normally works in the world. Mm-hmm. They're trying to go the other way, but they're just freaking nuts. But yeah, I just think it's funny how they can sit there and they can argue that. But in the reality, the real thing was Roe v. Wade. It doesn't really change anything. All it's saying is, hey, the federal government is not going to have their hands in this. It's going to be up to the states to choose.
That's always, well, okay, that wasn't always the case, but you can cross state lines and if you choose to have your abortion. This, like you said, it really doesn't. I mean, you have to travel a little bit further.
It really was up to the states. This one just doesn't give the states a federal case for them to pawn it off onto. It just means they have to make their own rules and stand behind what they say.
And stand behind what they say.
Exactly. I mean, and it just again, responsibility.
And by the way, this, if we're going to head right into that really fast, this was a leaked document.
Oh yeah, I mean that was absolutely. I think the person that gets caught for that better be tried for treason.
Yeah,
because in our entire history that has never happened.
Yes,
and to leak and to pierce the trust relationship there inside of that area is just unfounded.
Right.
And like I said, it's a treasonous act, and I think they should be held to the highest courts of treason. And treason is punishable by death. It doesn't mean they take him and put him in death. They can put him in prison for life. Right. But I think that's something they need to be held accountable for. They crossed a line that they should never have crossed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then the backlash of that is that our judges, Supreme Court justices, are being accosted at their homes.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside. As a matter of fact, what is his name? You know it. Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, people were outside his home. And they were, I guess there was a lady who decided that she wanted to prove a point and actually slam a toy baby on the ground.
Yeah, I saw that. That was disgusting.
Yes. Now, if that's what she's doing to model what abortion looks like, she's probably right on.
Yeah.
But very inappropriate.
But you see what that actually goes outside of my body, my choice. That becomes into my body. I'm choosing for the life of another at that point.
Isn't that... Well, even that visual is child abuse.
That's murder.
That's murder. That's child abuse.
Murder.
And that's okay to prove a point. There was a Joy. Now you're going to always give me a hard time, but Joy Behar, which everybody loves on the left, said, "You know what? The insurrection on January 9th is no different than them people protesting outside of a justice home." She conflated those two. And when one of the viewers said, well, it could, it's a federal crime, it's a crime to try to sway a judge's idea through intimidation.
It is.
And she goes, oh, well, January 9th. So it opened an open season because it's January 9th. You know, January 6th, it's the
January 6th, you mean?
Or January 6th. Yeah. January 6th. So, yeah. Yeah. So she basically justified intimidating justices.
Well, exactly, and it's a major serious deal. It's a major crime in order to do that.
Right.
And so, and here we got the oh good golly, what's her name? I'm already forgetting her because she's left for. She used to be Speaker of the White House.
Oh, Jen Psaki.
Jen Psaki. I'm trying to forget her as quick as possible. Yes. So here she is saying that she's making excuses and saying that the president is encouraging, and I quote her words.
Yes.
Encouraging them to continue that.
Yes.
It's illegal. Yes. It's a violation of a federal law, and she's saying that the president is encouraging that to continue. And they called Trump an insurrectionist?
An insurrectionist.
Hey, Trump never said, let's go do this.
Yes.
He just said, hey, we need to fight for our rights.
Yes.
And here it is. They're openly, clearly stating, hey, he's encouraging you to break a federal law.
Yes.
And
Psaki did say that, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, she gave the president endorses intimidations of federal judges.
She says that they encourage people to peacefully protest outside of their home. I'm sorry, to continue to peacefully protest. That is not protesting. First of all, it's illegal to do that. First of all, Second of all, they're not peacefully protesting. They're beating babies on the ground and they're stomping around. Now, granted, they haven't beaten anybody up or burnt anything down yet. I'll say
they haven't done that. They hadn't done that. I'll give it to them there. Yeah, our phones are going off like crazy. I wonder if somebody's calling us. Yeah, what do you guys call us? Comment on this subject because
all your comments.
It's atrocious.
Yeah, exactly. And all your comments tonight are actually going to use them in our next show.
As a matter of fact, we are.
We told you we had some cool things you were working on. This is just some of it right now.
Yeah. So, have you heard anything lately about the protests and things like that outside of judges' homes?
I haven't heard. I haven't heard any of them
go away.
No, they're still there. I just haven't heard anything getting like violent. Not like Portland protest.
Okay.
They're just doing crazy wacko things. but they're not like burning buildings down yet. So
right.
Yep.
To be continued on that story, my body, my choice.
Exactly.
My choice.
Exactly. But one of the things that you really can do to try to put your opinion out there is to get a good sign made for that.
True.
And you can stick it on a sign, you pick it
up,
whatever. Great for protest. And I mean, what better to get for peaceful protest? But if you want to get the sign made, you want a good quality one. You don't feel like making it yourself. Whitney Signs is a great place to get that done.
That's it.
Yep, they are a great sponsor of ours. Yes, they make great signs. They make our stickers. They make our signs. They do a lot of stuff for us. And we've even had the Whitney's husband Sean on the show a few times too. So, awesome. Anyways, hey guys, take a look at this. Hey guys, we're back.
Hey, I want to go back to the last segment when we were talking about my body, my choice, and protesting. We are pro First Amendment. We are, right?
Yes.
We have the right to free speech. We don't have a right to intimidate. Right?
Exactly.
We have a right to free speech, and you were talking about Whitney Signs and great sign producers. But we can peacefully protest, state our ideas, yes, without going overboard.
Exactly. You could peacefully march on a road. You can chant. You can say what you want. You don't have to burn things down. You don't have to break things. You don't have to get crazy. You don't have to damage stuff. You can be loud. You follow the laws, and you can still make a point just fine.
Yes. And going back, I don't want to get in too much trouble here, you guys, but my personal view is I tend to be pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice because everybody has their choices to make, and every woman has come to that decision, and to acknowledge it for women, it's not an easy decision to make. I'm sure. So I don't want to take that away from it, but also I want to say at that time that there are many more options than to end a child's life.
Exactly. Adoption is a big one.
I'm adopted. I'm speaking personally.
Exactly.
I'm adopted. And so so if you want to know why I'm pro-life, it's because I have a life to live too. And I have a breath to breathe too. And if my mother would have taken that away from me for whatever reason, I know she probably would have her reasons, but by her sacrificing her emotion to have me, allowed me to be in a home that was loving enough to bring me up to where I can talk to you today. That's why I'm pro-life.
Well, look at it this way. When someone tries to hurt or murder somebody, they always fight for their life. Mm-hmm. Why do you think a baby feels when they're being murdered and they can't fight for that life?
Right.
They feel it, they see it, they know it. So
there you go.
But yeah, and so it's just a bad subject altogether. Yeah. So it's a good time to change it.
Well, you definitely
ready for the next one? Random subject night.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'm pulling out. There you go.
Anyway.
You got to read it.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So we got. Okay, we got racist global warming.
You guys, there's an article that I was reading a couple of days ago, and it was
racist trees, I tell you.
Yeah, Greener talking about global warming, and they were saying that the African American communities and communities that are underfunded are more likely to be affected by global warming than those in the mainstream.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. There is nothing on this planet that chooses one thing over the other.
Yes, so it's definitely hotter in the inner city than it is in the suburbs. That's what I'm talking about.
The sun comes down all equally. There are things that make it hotter in the world, like concrete.
Right.
I mean, that's just
concrete.
That's just the weather. I mean,
that's why cities tend to be hotter than the
global warming is not racist.
Yes.
People just have to choose to live somewhere else. If you don't like the heat,
get out of the kitchen.
Get out of the city.
Get out of the city. Get out of the city.
Go move somewhere else.
Look. I mean, global warming. It's hot in Africa. It's hot in Asia. It's hot below the equator more than it is. It's just because it's geography. Geographical. It's not.
We have a video
social.
for this. We have a video for this. The wind just hates. The wind just hates everybody equally.
The wind just hates everybody equally. Tornadoes are not, bearing down on inner cities. They're only exclusively awkward. That's right. So when I read that article, I had to laugh. You guys need to check that out. But there is such thing as, and I encourage you to check that out. There's some ridiculous. As a matter of fact.
What was the name that we had for that the racist trees one? It was something like
racist trees.
It was like Abel or Maple.
Mabel, you guys need to go check that out.
Maple, and what's the other one? I forget the other one.
You did it.
I know. It's been a long time though.
You guys need to go check out that video.
We'll put that video up later for you guys to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was something else. You gotta watch.
Anyways, but yeah, that's like
racist trees.
Racist trees.
Racist global warming.
Racist rocks. I've heard about those.
Racist rocks. Yes. I don't want to get into any more of that.
I really want to buy dictionaries, cut out the part that defines racism, and every time someone says something stupid to me, hand it to them. It's just, you're just being racist. Here you go. This is what racist means.
Guys, if you don't believe us, look it up. There's such thing as racist global warming.
It's all those people that don't know racist is watch way too much SpongeBob. I actually saw something that they did a scientific study on people who watch too much SpongeBob as kids actually have lower intelligence than kids that don't. They did like a study.
Kids don't watch SpongeBob because you're going to come up with things
apparently,
like
apparently you lose intelligence.
Trees. Yes, and you lose some brain cells too. So
I'm kind of curious how they did the study.
Well, I lost a couple of brain cells reading that article because I still want people to prove to me how global warming is racist. I do want to, and I'm
they
sure
sat down with the wind and the sun.
In all fairness, maybe it's so hot that people can't get fans. Maybe, or maybe economically they're not able to have all of the cooling centers and the things that are available to those who have privilege in smaller cities.
Just so you know, there's more cooling centers in cities like that than there are in like rural areas.
Do you know that for sure?
Yes, I do, because we ran our cooling centers and we got stats and stuff on them. Yes, there's a lot more in those in the inner city areas than there are in random small towns and places.
Well, that just knocked it out of the ballpark.
Because that's where the need's at. There's more people there.
That's true. So there's more opportunity for cooling centers in the city, in the inner city. Yeah. So there you go.
But there's also more places to go if you don't have it. But guess what? People out in like areas like this, they don't have tons of air conditioning and everything else either. People just sometimes don't have.
Look, people living in the Northwest don't have air conditioning because it doesn't get hot as hell until it gets hot as hell.
Right now, people have a whole lot less because the economy sucks and they can't. Their money ain't going there.
Their money ain't going there. It's going into gas. Yep, they're going into gas, going into whatever. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah,
but there you go. That's that.
We are gonna talk about it. How do we know? It's random subject night. We could be talking about crocodiles next.
You never know.
Yeah, well, you know how crocodiles are so angry all the time, right?
Why?
Because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
I'm picking another one.
Oh,
there, that's for you.
Put this in there.
Oh, shake it up, 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 shake it up.
My turn.
Shake it up, shake it up.
My turn.
Shake it up.
Huh. My turn.
What is it? What is it? What is it, people?
Oh no, someone has really bad handwriting.
Oh, is it our producer?
Excuse you?
I can read just fine. Okay. Elon Musk might not buy Twitter.
What?
Yes, did you hear about that?
No, I heard that.
The
last thing I heard was that Trump was thinking about jumping on board.
Yeah,
is Trump buying it?
No. What it is they made a claim in a recent filing that less than 5% or less of their accounts were fake. Like, they're like 5% of their accounts they have for all the people were like bots.
Oh.
And so, which is fine, but he wants proof that it's not more than 5%, and because he highly believes that it's more than that, and they refuse to provide proof that it's not more than 5%. And so he's considering not buying it because 5% of your population being bots or more, 10% or whatever else. That's what a bot is when an ad goes by on your screen, pops up on the screen, and it gets a view. If it's a bot, it's pointless. And he's going to be doing something to authenticate so that when people are paying for advertising, they know they're getting actual people. They're not bots.
Okay.
And so if he buys it and there's 30% of the people on Twitter are bots or whatever else, then that means that he has 30% less people viewing when he goes to human authentication on there and make sure it's an actual human there. And so that's 30% less income when he could potentially lose advertisers and things like that. I mean, it could be 30%, it could be 10%, it could be the 5% in the end, but he wants him to prove it because he bought it for a purpose and a reason, but he also has a financial and interest in that company.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got to be making money, and he wants to make sure he's going to improve the company to make more money. So that's the thing is that they filed it was less than 5% on their recent filings to like the shareholders and stuff, but they haven't provided proof to him. So
he's asking for the proof.
I haven't heard if there's an update on that recently, but that's the last thing I heard. That's the reason why.
I think the left might be excited about this one.
They may not be, but also
it's scared a couple of folks.
Here's the same thing is, it's going to do a couple things. One is it's really exposed Twitter to where they stand with stuff. Two, it showed all of their advertisers that, hey, we might be getting ripped off a little bit here. And so that could tank their advertising funds as well if they don't prove what they're said, or if Elon Musk doesn't buy it to fix those problems.
So Elon might have exposed some undercurrent.
There's a lot of problems there he's bringing to the surface.
Wow.
But I mean, he's a businessman. He's doing it. But if he doesn't buy it because of false information, he doesn't have to pay that $1 billion that they do, because the deal will be canceled because they lied about information. So
is he thinking about legal repercussions for that?
I don't know if it'll be. It might be where, because if the deal doesn't go through, one side has to pay the other.
Oh yes. Okay.
$1 billion with a B. $1 billion. So if he doesn't buy it, he has to pay $1 billion.
So if he doesn't buy it, what do you think he's going to do?
Breakup fee.
The breakup fee.
Yeah,
it's a breakup fee.
It's a breakup fee. But here's the thing: is it will probably come down to a court case. They'll probably spend $50 million fighting it out, because that's a lot of money. But it's because if they're producing, if they're not producing proper information and it's wrong and inaccurate, and he chooses not to buy it because of that, then it's a good argument for him not to buy it. And he has probably legal. I'm sure some sort of legal jargon written in the contracts that says that he can back out and it'll be their fault.
Says the guy who knows a lot about computers, by the way. So
I have no idea what that means about legal jargon.
I mean, no, not the legal part, but the bots and the...
Oh, yeah, the bots.
Yes.
Bots are everywhere. I mean, it's just... there are bots. It's just, trying to control them. And that's why he wants to make it a human authentication.
But, J-Man, what do you think Elon's going to do if he doesn't buy it?
I don't know. Maybe put his time and money into like Truth Social or something like that. Or I have no idea. But, I mean, either way, Twitter is now in the frying pan of either having to...
Better put Trump back on.
They're in the frying pan because they've been exposed by the way that they do, especially because suddenly there's a massive swing for like conservative people and been lit back on the Twitter and things and all this stuff coming through. And it's like it's like obviously showing what's going on there. And I think if he doesn't end up buying it, there's gonna be a mass exodus and flock to like Truth Social and sites like those. And Twitter is probably going to crash. It might still be there, but it's definitely not going to be like it used to be.
There's a big... Well, we're going to go into that subject later, but yeah. To be continued. But that's my first time hearing it tonight on Backwoods Brothers, you guys. Because I've been following some of the other stories because there's a lot out there.
Exactly. So
yeah. Okay. Well... Elon, you heard it here. Check it out. Remember, check these stories out. Here we go.
Oh, shake it up.
I'm going to pick one out for you, and it's yours.
All right. We're going to make it through all these tonight. Let's see. The shooting in Milwaukee.
So it's interesting that came up next because the shooting actually in Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. Buffalo. Do you know what happened there?
Is this the one where... No. The one they shot... No, that was somewhere else. It was the one shooting in the subway, was it?
Okay, that wasn't the subway shooter. That actually came and went.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
The new one is that a young man, 18 years old, drove 200 miles.
Okay, I may have heard something about this.
A black community in Buffalo. And he actually was there the day before, and the story goes that a man actually met him outside the store, and they began to talk about on a park bench or on the bench outside the grocery store. He was talking about CRT. He was talking to a black man, this white man who came to create a massacre, talked to this black man about CRT, talked to him about all sorts of replacement theory type of things. And if you know what replacement theory is, look it up online. And then they had about an hour-long talk. The next day, he came back and he started in the parking lot and shot a couple of people, and then he went into the store and continued his massacre. Come to find out, he had a running dialogue about they say white supremacist types of ideals and things like that. And that was what motivated him. Replacement theory is what motivated him to come down and massacre people who happen to be black.
It seems to me like everything they're always saying, the media does, they have like one playbook, and it's white supremacist, it's racist, it's right wing, it's
and Biden's all over it. All over it.
There's never you will never hear them say it's anything else other than that. Like, this guy's just flat out wacko.
I'm glad you said that, because a year before this happened, before this event happened, a year before, he was questioned by police and sent into a psych evaluation because he threatened to shoot people at his school. They didn't say what color. They just said he threatened to shooting people at the school. So we forgot all about the mental health piece of the year before this massacre happened, and now it's all hands on deck. And they're not only touting that this criminal who shot people was a white supremacist. They're also saying it was due to the open season on social networks, that you can just talk about whatever you want. You can just build your platform off of hate.
Oh man!
So they went right back to the playbook of Twitter. Basically, if Elon Musk was going to get onto Twitter and offer free speech, then there's going to be more killings like this, because this social media incubates this type of
The free speech has been around for a very long time, longer than our country's been around. We just protect it much more here. So sorry that the argument is stupid. Now, is it move quicker and easier? Yeah, but it's been around. And so people sometimes, here's the thing is, there's not always a political or a racial or religious or socioeconomical or anything like that type of point behind it. Some people are just fucking nuts.
They're just nuts. If you're going to go into a store or go into a place of there were four mass shootings this weekend. And they're saying 2 were racially motivated, one in California, and the other 2 were just mass shootings. And they say we have a gun problem. No, we have a
culture problem.
What they're trying to say, we have a gun culture problem.
No, it's not a gun culture problem. It's a culture problem of whereas people aren't being held accountable.
Yes.
People aren't being properly disciplined and properly taught in school and taught about history. All these things make together to form somebody. The culture and what you have around you matters. It's your character. You can consider culture problem. Maybe let's just swipe the culture thing. You say it's a character issue.
Well, a lot of people say we're the only country that has this mass shooting issue.
Bullshit.
Right?
They've had it in UK recently. People driving through with vans and cutting people up, and they just had one over.
It's not a gun; it's a van.
They had it in wasn't there one like in Africa or something like that area recently?
Well, what
they had one in Australia. They have them all over the world right now. They're happening everywhere.
Let's bring it back home. What about the guy who drove his red SUV through drove his red SUV, was targeting white people, by the way.
Yep.
And he went poof off the airway. I don't even know where he is.
Exactly. Because
what about the black shooter?
The media does not care about people. They don't care about truth, and they don't care about getting people educated. They care about a single narrative that they try to push, and people see what it is. So the more they push this bullshit, sure, it takes a crowd of the left who doesn't have any intelligence to watch something outside of that mainstream media, and it pulls them to one side. But the majority of the people are starting to wake up to it and say, hey, I can't trust anything that the three-letter networks say. I need to go find multiple sources and start to learn it myself. I need to ask my own questions. Or some people, if they don't do the work themselves, they'll talk to people that they trust, and those people tend to find more information.
So let's just get real. There is white hate. There's black hate. There's Asian hate. Everybody has that potential to hate another group. Let's don't just single out one group. And there's a whole hell of a lot of press on this Buffalo shooter. Yes, it is wrong to go kill people.
Yep.
Okay? And I don't care what color you are, it's wrong. And you should be put under the jail because of that. That is colorless.
Well, I think there's a big hole in the middle of the ocean for that.
Special place for people like that.
Exactly.
You know, and yes, as a mental health professional, there are some people that you can help behind bars for their safety and yours.
So sometimes it's just good to talk over pizza, right?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's funny you say that because I might be having pizza later on this week, and I'm going to have it at a place called Hitchin Post in Estacada, Oregon, by this awesome lady named Val. Now, she has a whole crew. It's not just her, but this is the best pizza on the planet, okay? We want to show you a clip of what you might expect when you go to this place. Watch this.
Hey, Backwoods Pizza. Oh, wait, no,
Backwoods Pizza.
Backwoods Pizza.
Backwoods Pizza.
I said Backwoods Pizza,
You know what?
but
There was
we
a
don't
time.
pizza.
But that's funny, Val. There's a time when she brought pizza to us. Remember before the show?
Hey, Val,
Mouth
we need you
watering.
back on every week.
Every single week. Bring pizza with you. Hey, real fast. I cannot wait for Brandy's show on Thursday.
Yeah, campfire discussions.
Yes, the ridiculous.
Yep, the ridiculous it should be released on Friday. We released a little bit late last week. We had a few things going on. It came out on Saturday. And then I had to release the second half of it on YouTube on Sunday because YouTube would not let me post all day Saturday.
Oh.
They had a glitch or something.
A bot.
It wasn't a bot. It didn't work like that, man.
The BS project. The BS project.
The BS project. Yeah, we are running a little behind getting that done, but we are going to work on it. We are hopefully get it out on Tuesday.
It's going to be awesome. Continue to watch, okay?
As far as like a week from today.
Yes. So we just got through talking about the Buffalo killings and the massacre. So keep an eye, get it? One eye. Keep an eye on that story. And when you look at things and you hear things like this, yes, look at it through a critical eye.
Exactly.
And make sure.
Multiple sources. At least 3 sources.
Yep.
And don't take anyone's word for it.
Yep.
Because if you let someone else tell you what's going on and you don't do your own research and you don't come to your own conclusions, you're allowing them to think for you, and so therefore you're letting them control your thoughts.
I'm not being a conspiracy theorist, but I will tell you this. These things happen in some type of strategic way. Because here you have Elon Musk. Here you have all these types of, free speech. The left hate the free speech on social media. So this is going to be their talking point for things like this. Gun rights. This is their talking point.
Let me be clear. Those who hate free speech only do it because they want control. Yeah. Less free speech means more control.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Well,
and there's no other reason for it.
And here's the long and short of it. I want free speech because I want to know who to stay away from. If everybody is censored, you don't know who's who.
Exactly.
Let me know.
Oh, I'm taking another one.
Yeah, take it.
Okay. That's what we got for the next subject. The primaries.
The primaries. Oh,
I had to try to read her handwriting again.
The primaries are going to be interesting, guy. Tell me about that because you were the one that came up with that one.
Well, it just ended at 5:00 today. The vote for it.
Wait, the primaries.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I'm taking the midterms.
The midterms at the end of the year.
Yes.
Primaries.
Yes.
So that just ended today. And so there was a lot of potential people running for governor on the ticket this time.
You're talking about local.
Well, not
Oregon.
local. I'm talking like Oregon. Yeah, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure there's been a lot on other tickets too, but I don't know what the other states' gubernatorial races are now.
As of tonight, which is we're taping this Tuesday night. Well, everybody's watching it on Wednesday.
Yes.
But as of tonight, Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m., Christine Drazen is at the lead for the governor.
What?
Yeah, Christine Drazen's leading.
Christine, we had her here. Remember the little people?
Oh, she's not there, but yeah.
We had her somewhere in here. She did sit here. And I think she sung the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh yeah, we got some good. Don't give away all the secrets.
Oh shoot! This will follow her to the governor's mansion. So there you go.
Hey, Christine, when you're watching later and when you have time, we still got the recording of you singing.
Yes, it will show up at your inaugural.
Yes, it may pop up there.
Yes.
Hey, we'd love to have you back on.
That would be awesome. Well, congratulations.
So the primaries are good. I've heard some things. I heard someone stole an entire mailbox out of downtown Portland area.
Well, that's not surprising. Like, an entire mailbox? You're talking
the big blue ones? Yeah. Apparently, they're stealing
a lot of
dedication.
Yeah. Wow. They did not want.
It has disappeared. But here's the thing: it's a primaries. So all the votes do is help that particular party make the selection who's going to be on the ballot for the actual election.
Yeah.
It doesn't really affect anything other than that particular party. So even then, it's not going to.
Well, do you know where the rest stand? Because Christine Drazen, we have others who are.
I don't know who the other where the others stand. Brandy, our producer, seems to know better.
The top four currently are Christine Drazen at the top. Bob Tiernan is next. Stan Polium is third, and Bud Pierce fourth. But like you said, it's just the primary.
Just the primaries.
Yeah.
Just the beginning. Hold on.
What'll happen is the winner of this one will be who the party, the Republican Party, or whoever runs the Democratic side, the Democratic Party backs.
Okay.
And then of course, there's independents they can.
Well, I was just seeing if Stan was somewhere in there. So.
Yeah, it sounds like he's third right now.
Huh. Okay. That remains to be seen.
Yep.
It's only the beginning.
It's only the
beginning.
Well, if you guys are tired of the ads already on TV and everything else,
okay.
Now it's going to be like flooded, but it's only going to be like the same ads from like a couple people.
I have a message for Stan. Hey man, what are you doing down in Portland? Be safe out there, man.
He goes down there and they're throwing. He has like black stuff on his face.
Yes.
I'm really hoping that was like ink or something and not like feces or something.
Honestly, Stan, I love you, but I could not watch that stuff on your face. What in the world? But I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, I mean, that
was hairy.
You held yourself together better than I probably would have there.
We were downtown shooting that at that time.
We were filming, not shooting. We were
bad
filming.
Choice of words. We got to keep Portland weird, but no, bad choice of words. We were down there filming the BS project, but I don't know how far we were from that.
We were probably about. We were down there by the on Waterfront, so I think that happened up around. I want to say 10 blocks north of us, and probably a few blocks away. So we were probably maybe about 12 blocks away from it.
Mm-hmm. I noticed Stan didn't call me down there to protect him. I'll go, where are all the black people? We can help you out. Anyways, there you go.
Yeah, if you notice that most of the people that showed up are white. I mean, they were the people that were throwing stuff. If you look at them, they were white. Yeah,
they were white.
I mean, they're literally there to cause havoc. Here's the sad thing: all that happened right across the street from the police department. The Justice Center was literally right across the street.
Talking about how it took a little time for them.
They're here. You have the protesters right here. The bus is right here. They're like right on the other side, and then here's the road, and then here's the Justice Center and the big building here.
But I'm not gonna lie.
One officer showed up to stop that.
Well, you know what? Honestly, we're pro officers. I don't kind of blame them. Because if I got defunded too, I'm like, as long as nobody's standing on the road.
I get that, and I understand. But first of all, this is someone who's calling for more funding for the police. You think they support that?
That's true.
It's not. It's not the individual officer's fault. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's the leadership. The leadership is the one who stops them.
Yes.
I'm sure.
What was that?
That was a cough.
Yeah. what you're saying. It's the leadership. You said
the leadership. The leadership is a problem. Oh, yes. She's killing me. She's killing me, Smalls.
Wow. Wow. The leadership.
Yeah.
But you're right. Here's a guy who's down there, and he wants to fund the police, and he is pro police officer. So
he's literally being assaulted right out front of a police station, and nothing's happened. That's when you know you have a failed city this failed state. If
you're right.
Yep,
you're right. And if you think that it's not going to affect you on whether you're whether you're right or left, you think that crime's not going to affect you, watch out.
It historically, crime starts in a single area and becomes to take a foothold and then spreads out.
It does.
It doesn't just randomly pop up. And there are crimes that do randomly pop up. I'm talking about the stronghold of it spreads out. And so the cancer has started in downtown Portland, and it is spreading on a rapid basis.
It's spreading.
And like I said, that's how you know you have a failed city, failed leadership, and at this point, we're starting to become a failed county and a failed state eventually.
And if we look at...
unless we put a stop to it.
Right. If we look at human nature, a human or a person who has nefarious... drive behind them will see how far they can go to get away with what they want to get away with. So it will always funnel out.
There's like children, they're pushing the boundaries.
They're pushing the boundaries.
Exactly.
Physically and everything else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
ready for another?
There you go.
We might actually get to at least tonight, guys.
Guess what?
Got another one here.
What is that one? That was a good subject, man.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. It's going to take a minute. Is it this? What?
He's trying to look at it. He should wear his glasses, old man.
No, we just...
You're only, what, 39?
3 out of 4 Americans say this country is on the wrong track.
Ooh.
I would say probably, 3 out of 3 almost at this point. We're probably higher than 25%. Well, considering that his approval rating is less than 30, I think it's like 32%, 33% now.
33.
And dropping. He's historically low.
Yes.
One of the worst approval ratings in history.
And again, for all of you that say we're making fun of Biden and his potential mental decline, you're wrong. The Democratic Party is making fun of Biden.
They're putting him out there as a show
putting him out there.
And here's the thing, and on top of that is, he's had 40 or 50 years, I think 40 years of being an elected official where he hasn't done crap as it is. So we're not just making fun of his current acts, we're making fun of 40 years of failure and 40 years of bad choices and 40 years of him being reelected into that position. Look. And after 40 years, if you can't do crap and somehow you make it to the president, you know that this country's in trouble.
You know what? You know when this country's in trouble when everybody goes, "Obama, welcome to the White House." Hey, Biden, can you
get back in the corner? Get back in the corner.
Or Biden, can you serve him a drink? Look.
It's not like you're just handing like the mayor a Coke and said, "Hold this."
Seriously. You know what? Obama's like, "Biden, hold my beer." I mean, seriously. And, I had I'll talk about that next. It's one of the subjects I hope we get to. But yeah, Biden, what is he doing?
He doesn't know either. He's got to wait for the next teleprompter to tell him what to do.
Oh, goodness.
But I mean,
the last thing he spoke
to. But it was funny. This is at the same time, it's funny, but the truth is, it's not sad. It's scary. It's scary shit because you know what? Look at what's actually happened. Our president is incompetent and not really even control. I don't think he's even control himself, and so he's really not there. He's really not the one running the country.
Yeah,
Kamala is out of the picture.
Don't go there. Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet. Just stop right there. Don't stop right there. Don't go there yet.
We're not. Yeah, if it's in there, we're not getting to it. We're stopping here just because.
Well,
no.
Okay.
No, I'm saying
if we're going there, I'm going to say something.
No, we're not going there. But Biden said that Kamala's missing, and so that means that you take away those top two. They're supposed to be leaders of their country. Who's really behind them?
Pelosi.
That's the scary thought. No, that's the scary thought is who's really those people that are making those decisions? Because it is not Biden and it's not Kamala.
Yeah.
They put them in a corner. We had a coup in our country, and the people are not wise to it fully yet. People are getting wise to it, but there was a coup, and it happened a couple years ago, and it's people are just not starting to see it. This is an important time to wake up and pay attention to what's happening. So,
I really like what you just said there.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have any insight?
The best thing to do is to get out there and make a difference and change, because while the federal government may have.
Well, see, I heard vote too. In the back of my head, one of our producers said vote, but I'm still in belief that this was not a legitimate pregnancy or or presidency. And we're going through the birth pains right now.
I don't know what to say to that.
We're going through the birth pains before it's already birthed. But we're going through the birth pains of having this baby called Biden.
Exactly. Mr. Biden is...
Who is it?
Mr. Biden. Mr. Biden is... I mean, that's an argument that can be made. And like I said, I think there was a coup at the time. But I'm not going to get into that particular point.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get into is how... what's done is done. Let's fix it now. And the only way to fix it and stop this problem is how we vote now. And people are worried about the voting system and everything else like that. But what we're voting right now is not just for the federal House and the federal Senate, but we're also voting for the states.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important, because we're voting because you need to change the states. Because if you get good leadership in the states, they can't do the federal thing.
Yes.
Because the states can basically give the middle finger to the federal government on what they want.
Yes.
And here's the thing is, if the states have good leadership and they have good accountability and they have good laws, then that means that when the federal election happens again for the next president, and again for more people, for more replacements in the Senate and the House, what's going to happen is those states that have that good leadership, that good accountability, that good representation, are going to make sure the election goes proper, and so good numbers are going to be delivered.
What states do you think have good representation so far?
Well, the top one obviously is Florida.
I was waiting for you to say that, my boy. DeSantis.
There's some good, another good one down in Texas, and there's a bunch of good ones throughout the
DeSantis is something.
I'm
surprised people are not picking it outside. I'm not that I'm calling for it, people, but I'm surprised people are not picking outside of his house because he is something. He's changing that state.
That's because the police actually will get on there and do their jobs down there.
Well, he invited police officers down.
Well, I'm saying
he said, if you feel disenfranchised and all these other blue states, come on down.
Yeah, and I'm not getting on police officers in our state. They do the best they can, but they're under their leadership, and the laws and things that they deal by. It's absolute shit. Yeah. And so down there, they open those laws up and they allow them to do their job, and so therefore people don't go mess around down there because they get stomped. Metaphorically,
they need to put Mickey Mouse in jail.
And the thing is, if Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck breaks the law, they will put them in jail, or they will take their special tax privileges.
Well, didn't they take their special? Disney no longer has their immunity.
They try to say the people of the state. Oh, well, then since we no longer have this, we have $1.7 billion in bonds that you guys are going to have to pay back, and you guys can't charge us for now. And then they said, "Oh yeah, we can. Well, we'll make a special tax district that you don't control." And guess what they did? They made a special tax district.
Wow.
Well, I think they're in the process of it, but at least that's the last thing I heard.
Wow.
Disney is going to be due that $1.7 billion.
Do you think DeSantis is trying for a run here?
I don't know. I think
presidency.
I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good to have him in there as president. I'm not sure. It would really kick ass if someone like DeSantis and like Candace Owens or something.
DeSantis and Candace Owens. Owens. Oh, don't even go any further with Candace. A lot of people are scared of Candace. I will talk about that later.
But I'm just saying, some combination like that would really rock it.
This is a chance for Black America, and especially if you're conservative, or Republican, or even a moderate, it's good. It's a good time now to change the tide. Biden has basically put and marginalized actually Black people by saying that we are a monolith and we think alike. Speaking of
if you don't vote for him, you ain't Black.
So Okay, I'm gonna bring up The View again. Sunny Hofstad, you guys got to watch her. She was on The View, and she said to a Latina, and she also said to a black host on the show. Sunny said, I think it's an she did it like this. I think it's an oxymoron that a black person would be a Republican. And she goes, I also think it's an oxymoron for a Latina to be a Republican as well. And she didn't have anything to back her.
I would say, and I think you're just a moron. No,
for a district attorney, she's a moron. Yes. She said that. Watch that clip. I think I posted it. And I watched the whole thing, and I'm like, please explain your view. And the black lady was like, please, I'm a black woman first. Remember that. But I also have Republican ideals because I'm not on a plantation.
Exactly.
And so it was really good to see. It was really good to see. But there is that thought out there that if you are black, you will vote Biden. You will vote Democrat. You will vote that.
I know, and that's because they put you guys in a box. They just want
you guys. You call you guys.
If you didn't notice, I know you're vision impaired, but you're a black man.
I'm a black man?
Yeah, you're a black man.
What? Okay.
But when I say you guys, it's like Biden wants to put you in a box, pull you out to get his vote, and then put you back in a box.
And put you back in a box.
And pull you out when you're useful, then put you back in a box.
Yes.
That's what he wants to do.
Yes.
I mean, that's what his actions
And under his presidency, we've been worse off.
Exactly. He's been worse off. Under Democrats, black people, Hispanics are always worse off. Mm-hmm. The whole country is worse off, actually. Look at this. We're in recession. Babies can't get milk and a whole bunch of other stuff out there.
Babies can't get milk because, that's a whole nother subject.
That's a whole nother subject we can get into.
Mm-hmm. Y'all need to look at where the milk is going.
We really need to talk about,
where's the formula going?
Exactly.
That's all I have to say. Okay.
But what we really need to talk about is how pissed off this makes me.
But it does. Well, and especially when babies don't have when babies don't have formula?
There's all sorts of things piss me off right now these days.
Gas?
The gas prices, babies not having formula, the taxes going up, this COVID shit they want to try to push back around.
Oh, yeah, I guess there's another variant on the way. Guys, people, we're going to have more variants. I'm pissed off.
There's more variants. There's more variants than there's
more variants of the flu.
Then there are hurricanes and names and things like that. They got a whole list of them now.
Global warming. It's racist. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, when you're pissed off, what better way than to express it? Like we saw someone yesterday wearing a shirt talking about how we the people are pissed. But you know what? What a better way to say when you're pissed on a pissed off patriot and having the big old logo and joining the Pop Squad, which is the Pissed Off Patriot Squad. And, we're working on some new stuff and there's new stuff coming out. So you can keep track of that. But why not get the basis right now, get in early and get something that may not be around forever. We may be changing our products soon too. So get something that you can say, hey, you've been listening to the show, that you're one of the original Pop Squad members, and you can really liberty know. Plus, it's really good quality stuff.
You will not want to not have one.
Take a look at this. Hey, we're back from.
So make sure to check those merch out. That merch
out.
And
definitely.
We have other merch on our website, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we got our regular stuff, and we got some funny stuff on there, like the slap heard around the world. Or, you know how fast you're going? You know how fast you're going? Oh, I can't turn that way. Some more. Yeah.
Yes.
You know how fast you're going?
No.
Oh, no, because you're not a physicist.
Because I'm not a physicist.
Anyways. Okay. That's mine, I think. Yep, it's my turn.
Pick it out of the hat, brother. Pick it out of the hat.
Okay.
Out of the hat.
Okay, we've got BLM versus Candace Owens. Dun, dun, dun.
This could not happen any better. We just got through talking about DeSanchez and Candace Owens. Okay, so you guys, you gotta watch it. I mean, I guess Candace Owens scares the founder and the richest woman in the world of BLM. Candace Owens wanted to find out where all the money was going to, because, by the way, BLM is a nonprofit. So she wanted to find out where all this money went to. So she decided.
Hey, don't you know that 990 forms are racist to keep the black people down?
That's what she said. That's what Missy said. Patricia. Her name's Patricia.
I don't know about you, but I've had to file them for our nonprofit.
Patrice or Patricia. Maybe it's like that. But that's funny. I wish I had $1 million too. But no. Patrice. It was Patrice. So she shows up at Patrice's thing, and I show up at her fenced gate to her multi-million-dollar home, and it was at 10 o'clock, brother, 10 o'clock in the morning, and she was, I think it was 10 or 11, and she was asleep.
Yes, because she's so tired from swimming in all her cash in her pool.
That's what she was saying. All the cash for her son. She was disenfranchised. She needed money for her 20-year-old son to have a good birthday party. You should see it. It was really crazy. So then Candace Owens comes up, asks the white guard, by the way, in an all-white neighborhood. This BLM lady is in an all-white neighborhood with a white guard. And she comes up. Candace Owens comes up to the gate and says, "Hey, can I speak with so and so?" And he gets on the radio, and she never gets past the gate because Miss Patrice, right? Patrice, yeah. Miss Patrice inside gets terrified by seeing a black woman outside of her gate named Candace Owens, and she was so mentally distraught and traumatized by seeing this black woman, and she literally. She didn't get out of bed. She was watching it probably from bed. This happening outside her gate, and she was too traumatized.
She was too busy laying on her bed of $100 bills.
She's swimming in it. And Candace Owens says, "I'm going to get down to the bottom of where she's spending this money." So she gets online. Patrice gets online and talks about it. You should see it, guys. I just watched it with our producer, and we laughed. You need to see it because she had no clue how to answer how she was using her money. She played the victim. And I'm going to say it again. A lot of people don't like it that I say that, but she played the victim.
When you're acting like it and you're playing like that, you're going to be called on it.
You're a victim.
Yeah, you're playing the victim. Yeah, you're not. She is not a victim.
Oh, it's her own mind.
She is what's the opposite of a victim? She's a villain, I guess.
Yes, BLM. I'm surprised they weren't all over this shooting that we were talking about earlier in Buffalo.
Because they're too busy rolling in their hundreds.
Hey, after George Floyd, they made all the money they need. Yeah. They made money off of George Floyd. After all that money, or after all that trauma.
Well, yeah, when they run low, then they'll come forward again to get their $100
Yep, when they need a mansion, they'll find another spot to advocate for. But none of that money went back to families that needed that money because they suffered a loss. None of that money went back there. They can't trace it back, but they can fill their pockets.
Well, exactly. And that's the thing is I think at one point when this comes to light, they are going to be called to account for that. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling as soon as they're probably trembling in the boots because as soon as the Congress and those guys switch over to people that actually care and give a shit about the people that elected them, then they're going to be called to account for that money.
Well, they said the mansions were used to host people that they were hosting. It was used to host potential donors. Are you serious?
You can rent a place for, a few $100 to host a potential donor.
I know some people in this town who run nonprofits.
Yeah.
And that you could meet in your little crusty old office because
I've hosted potential donors in my house.
Yes.
At my kitchen table.
Yeah, you didn't. I mean, seriously, if she invited me,
take them out to dinner somewhere.
If Patrice invited me to a multi-million-dollar home to try to get my money, I'll go.
You can shove it up your.
You can shove it up. I'm gonna say you can shove it up your ass.
You can shove it up your ass.
You can shove it up your ass.
But no, too bad. She's got her head so far up there. I don't think you could fit anything up.
Well, that weave, that $1,000 weave she got. I'll tell you what, it's something else.
How do people not realize they're going to be accountable to this? At some point they will be accountable. Maybe because they saw Hunter Biden not be accountable to his shit.
Yes, right. But that's another one. She totally cried crocodile tears. It was like, I cry. You got to see it. I cry.
Oh, I scampered myself there.
Did you smack yourself?
Oh, no, too hard.
You're really crying. You're really crying. You really cry. You might need to go to BLM because actually that house is also a sanctuary for black people.
I really hope that you get a group of black people that march up there, push down the gate, and go in and occupy that house of safety.
I'd say I'm not an advocate for violence or anything.
Don't be violent.
Maybe we should not home burn it down.
No. Do not burn it down.
No, do not burn it down.
Do not burn it down. Take that back.
Take that back. We're not going to burn it down.
But go occupy it.
But occupy it.
Peacefully.
Occupy it. Yes. Occupy it. But, I mean, that's what BLM is known for.
We're joking. Don't do anything.
We're joking. Don't do it. Don't go to the house. Let Candace
Be legal. Do everything properly.
Owen do everything she's going to do.
Be legal about it. Let the authorities take care of it.
Yes. Remember, we said that here first, y'all. So please, okay.
When they evict her out onto the street and into a jail cell, then she can slap herself in there and try to cry.
I think she got money to bail herself out.
No, they'll cut off the access to all that money.
You think so?
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's another mansion housing that money somewhere.
Yeah, it's under the mansion in a big safe.
Yes.
Okay, there's 2 more in there. Yeah, there's 2 more.
Huh?
There should be 2 more in there.
Huh?
You got 1. Okay, there's only 1. Okay, I guess
there's only 1.
Yeah.
No, we had 10. What? Hold on.
You had 10. One of them was in my pocket, but you already talked about it anyway.
So there you go.
Well, this will be 8. We're still missing 1. Oh well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, last subject, guys.
We always go back to Patrice.
Hey, you know what?
I will say it again for a 3rd time, y'all. We are about freedom of speech, but please keep it civil.
Formula shortage.
Shortage. Oh, goodness. You know, I bet Sis, a.k.a. Brandy, can talk a lot about this because her heart is about kids and for just the ridiculous that sometimes grown-ups do.
Do you know what it gets me?
As it relates
they
to
actually there was a shortage of formula for citizens of the United States.
Yep.
But the U.S. government has bought pallets and pallets and pallets of formula and shipped them down to the border.
Yes.
For the illegal immigrants coming in. Now, granted, those kids need formula too. I get that.
Right.
But there's a sworn duty of the representatives of this country to protect and defend the people of the United States first. And again and again and again, this administration has shown that it is not the people that they care about, but they will do anything else but protect them. They will leave Americans in a war zone. They will tank the economy. They'll send $40 billion over to Ukraine when there's people that are suffering in our own country, can't buy formula, and they'll ship the formula that we do have down to the damn border.
But you know it's a political move.
It's not a political move.
It's a political move.
It's a lack of humanitarian move.
I know, but it's a political move because guess where Biden gets his votes from?
I'm sorry, there's not going to be enough votes on that border to help him at all. Because he's pissing off everybody else in this country, especially all those mothers who...
Oh, I didn't say it was a smart political move.
It's not even a dumb political move. That is an anti-humanitarian move.
It is. Robbing Peter to pay Paul?
It's not robbing Peter. It's robbing the people.
Yeah.
To pay foreigners.
Yeah.
And it is a serious thing.
Yeah.
And it is a piss me off thing.
Yeah.
And it is babies are suffering, which they want to kill the babies anyways.
Right.
Hitler killed 6 million.
Mm-hmm.
6 million Jews in what 4 years I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed that many babies. I think I forget the total was, but like abortions, like 600,000 a year. Was it?
So if we can't kill them, we'll starve them.
Yeah, I mean the actions taken because you count suicide, you count abortions, you count. I'm sure there's been other problems with like people that aren't getting proper medical care because of the lockdowns, people that lost their business and that can't feed themselves, and that's caused cascading issues for insurances. There has been a lot of death in our country solely caused by overreach of government, caused by this administration, and caused by the leftist tactics and the leftist control that they've chosen to have in their states as well. They have gone so far to that side. There's been historically, Democrats and Republicans go back and forth. Oh yeah, it's a bad policy. It's a bad policy. Yada yada yada, back and forth. But it has never been such a critical time and as serious as it has been in the last few years.
Yes.
It is like our country is literally, if you look historically, it has never been in a worse position. We have one of the worst presidents in history.
Yep.
Our money has never been so devalued as it is. Our inflation has skyrocketed higher than it's ever been. And in a shorter period of time than it's ever been. We have pissed off most of our allies. Our borders are undefended and people are pouring in. We are sending the money we don't have over to foreign countries.
Yes.
Which, by the way, might end up in Russia's hands eventually.
Yep.
Billions of dollars. We have we've printed, I think was it 90% of the money that in existence has been printed in the last couple years.
Yes, but he came in touting America last because it was a direct pendulum swing from America first.
Yeah, well, he came in and said that he's going to fix all the problems, and the grown-ups are back in the room and everything else. But I haven't seen one grown-up action.
Wait a minute. He said grown back in the room, but he's going to do all of his executive...
and from a little tiny desk.
At a little tiny desk.
Little school desk.
An oxymoron. You know what? He started oxymoron. He's a moron.
Oh, but he's a moron in general.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all these things that were said...
The adults are back in the room.
Like, the guy has 40 years of lying. They have video that they've showed over and over again saying that he graduated the top of his class and he's got multiple degrees and everything else. That was at the beginning of his career.
Yep.
This guy's been lying for 40 years.
Yes.
And somehow he got himself into the presidency. And guess what? Shocking. He's lying to us again. And he's lying to the people's faces where there's evidence of otherwise.
Yes.
Oh, I did a great thing in Afghanistan. No, you didn't. Yeah. You destroyed our reputation in this. As long as he's in office, we are a laughingstock. The minute he comes back out, watch. I guarantee you.
The state of Russia.
The state of Russia. We talk more about Russia than the State of the Union.
Yes, during the State of the Union, he talked about the state of Russia, and he lied more than ever.
Exactly.
I'm for funding the police.
I know. He actually read Trump's speech.
Trump's playbook.
I know. What I'm saying is absolutely ridiculous. And that's why it's so important that people get out. If any other year that people have done stuff, we said that before a little bit, but this year really is the most critical one because we've got to make a change to get the people in there before our country gets attacked by Russia because they're saying that they want to change the regime in Russia.
Yes.
Our president said that they want to overthrow the government in Russia. The
White House tried to be quiet on this. What are you doing?
They had to stumble out with the press secretary saying, "No, that's not what we're trying to do. That's not what we're trying to do." We have got to make a change before it's too late. Yes. There's a crazy guy over there full of nukes and buttons and nukes and things, and send him over here.
Oh my god!
I'm going to move to freaking the middle of the country or something.
Well, his teleprompter didn't work at that day.
The teleprompter broke.
Just to tell him, shut up. Don't say anything.
Hey, the invisible guys to his right and behind him were...
The ones who were shaking hands with him?
Yes, exactly. The invisible guys were telling him what to say.
You got to watch that video. But no, you raise a really good point. Go back to the babies with the formula.
Babies with formula. There you go.
Yeah, go back to that. Like
I did said babies with formula.
I'm really nervous for mothers.
Yeah.
The WIC program is taking a big hit too.
Well, of course, they can't get what they need.
They can't get what they need. When we had Lena, we relied heavily on the WIC program.
Well, I mean, the WIC is great because basically it's women and children who don't know what the WIC program is, and it's basically mothers who are still within a certain stage of kids and things like that can get funding to buy formula and diapers and things like that.
Yes,
it's government funding if they can't afford it themselves. So, but if there's nothing to buy when it comes down to formula, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some stuff out there, people trying to teach people how to make formula at their house and things like that, but it only goes so far. It only goes so far. There's some
don't you miss key ingredients?
There's some short Band-Aid things there, but I mean, our daughter had to use formula a lot because my wife had some trouble in that area, and
we did too.
And she did the best she could. But I mean, not all women can do everything the way that they. Some women can produce all that just fine. Some women can't, and that's what formula is there for, is to help with that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And plus, as they get older, you gotta wean them off one thing and onto other stuff, and so formula is a good transition piece as well.
But hats off to women. I have to say this because they will find a way to feed their baby.
Damn straight they will.
They will find a way, believe me, to feed their baby.
Exactly.
So.
That you want to see a resourceful, badass woman. Mm-hmm. Find a woman who needs to find food for that baby.
Woo!
She will make that appear from heaven. I don't know.
Yes, she will.
So I know my wife would. If she needed to, she would call down formula from heaven.
Yes, she would.
It'd be delivered.
And tell God
Elijah himself would come down in a chariot of fire to deliver that formula.
She would call for heaven and tell God how to bring it.
Whatever it takes. He's like, you made manna up here. You better make that. You made manna up here. You better make that formula up here too.
Yes. Hats off to you, ladies.
Yes, definitely. So, and definitely for those who continue and don't take the easy way out with abortion and to go through and have the baby, even if they put up for adoption, hats off to them as well.
Hats off to them as well. Hats off to them. I think that's well said.
But I mean, we've covered through a lot. Let me read.
Can we go back through?
Yeah. So we talked about my body, my choice.
My body, my choice.
We talked about Racist global warming.
Yeah, just look that up, you guys. Please do.
Elon Musk might not buy Twitter.
That is a shocker to me. Shocker.
Shaka. Shaka. The shooting in Milwaukee, which is written really nicely this time. She wrote mine like crap.
Yeah.
You
know what?
The primaries.
Real fast, that story in Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'm sorry. What did it say?
Yeah.
It says Milwaukee, but Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a story to worth following up on because they're really fixated on that right now.
Definitely.
And you know what? I will say this: real families are affected by this. They went that day to go shopping, and some of them didn't return, and their cars are still in the parking lot. So this community is going to feel it for a long time, and mass shootings are happening way too often in America and other places. But America, and we need to look at reasonable ways on how to curb people with guns.
You know what? I bet you if most citizens carried firearms, there'd be a lot less mass shootings. You know why? Because there's 99.999% of good people out there, and there's a small percentage of crazy psychos that want to mass shoot people.
I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. But one thing, and we got to go into overtime. Part of the left are touting this, and I have to look at this a little bit this way. This guy was dressed to the nines in body armor, and a cop lost his life, grocery store, by shooting this kid. And the bullet didn't penetrate him because he had the body armor, and he ended up getting shot. So he was dressed ready for protection in a massacre.
Exactly.
So what do we do in that case?
You can still buy that type of stuff. You can try to control body armor and things like that, or body armor can be made. If a person has bad intent, they're going to find a way. If you block the guns and they intend to kill people, they'll use cars.
Well, and I'll tell you,
they'll use knives. They'll use explosives. If someone wants to do evil, they're going to do evil. The way to fix it is to make it so it's harder for them to do evil by either arming the citizens if you need to, or
keep going. You got
process the criminals.
Preach.
If people are committing crimes, put them in jail.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Not let them out, Kate Brown. Real fast, the other thing is, though, too, soft targets are the ones that get hit because they know people are soft target. They know they don't have guns. It's a gun-free whatever. So if a person will think twice about doing something this heinous if there were repercussions for that person.
I think anybody who thinks we need more gun control rights and things like that and say that you should have guns.
More soft targets.
I'm saying if anyone thinks that if you're anti-guns, you think no one should have guns and people who have guns are evil, please do me a favor. Put a big sign out front of your house that says that. So that way they'll target you first and they'll leave me alone. I mean, seriously, if that's what's going to happen. Because they will go for a soft target.
They will.
If they know that your neighbor's house and that guy owns a gun and that he's at home and he has it around him and that you don't, they're probably going to target your house first because they don't want to deal with the guy with the gun.
You know what? It played out in our own community 2 years ago during the fire. Not the gun specifically, but when people were leaving their homes, they knew what homes to invade.
Exactly, especially because when they were trying to evacuate, they kind of marked it on the ground.
I was going to bring that up, but I wasn't sure.
People came back quickly.
I wasn't sure. So what happened since he opened that up? Because I was not sure if I should bring that up. But because when we
X's and O's.
Yeah, X's and O's. So they were playing tic-tac-toe. They were doing X's and O's to mark lands of where people were present and where people were gone. It was mainly used for the fire department, right?
Yeah, it was actually used not just for the fire department, but also for the sheriff's office and anyone else who was working the evacuation to know.
So they knew who to come grab when the fire hit.
So they wanted to know who to grab when the fire hit.
The problem is that it didn't occur to them, I think, that they would open it up for people to know what to rob.
Exactly. So next time I would put something like X.
There's really no there's not a good way for it, and there's not a good way if people choose not to.
I would do ribbons.
Well, it doesn't matter. Any marking at all that makes it so someone can see from a distance who's there and who's not there is still the same thing, no matter what it is.
But how would I know what color it is?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, what color?
You can figure it out pretty quick. It's either there or not there.
How do they know about the X's and O's?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's going to be a majority of people not there, so if there's a lot more O's versus X's, you're going to know that the O's are probably people not there.
I guess so. For you logical
you see
folks.
someone coming out. You see someone coming out of a house with an X on the ground. Okay, that probably means that means someone's home. It's a pretty quick, easy thing to figure it out. I mean, criminals aren't stupid.
That's true.
They do dumb acts, but they're not stupid.
That's true.
So.
That's true. You got it. You got it. I wish they would use all that brain power to do something
good for the world.
For the world.
Yeah, but people tend to just want the easy way out.
Yeah.
We also talked about 3 out of 4 Americans say this country is on the wrong track. I think it's more than that. They're saying that right now because most people don't think it is.
I'm gonna find that stat.
BLM versus Candace Owens, and BLM gets their ass kicked.
Candace, go get him, girl. Go get him.
Definitely. And then the formula shortage, which kind of put me on the spurt.
Yes.
That's what we covered tonight. We talked about a lot of stuff. Please let us know what you think about this random thing tonight.
Yeah, brother, it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I know we're doing recorded tonight because the reason we're doing recorded is because my wife and I are going to be at my daughter's show tomorrow.
Yes.
Tonight. If you're watching it, it's tonight. But we'll be at the show. She's doing like a concert thing. And it was a lot to try to juggle, to try to set something up where we're not here and things. So we just figured we'd do a pre-record for you guys. Yeah. Plus, we want to see what you guys think about this type of stuff.
Yes, we do miss you guys. We miss your interaction. But you know what? We always say here on this show, family first.
Damn straight.
There you go.
So we will see you guys. Obviously not today because this is pre-recorded, but we will see you next week. Yeah. And we want to. We were looking for your comments on this show because we're going to bring them into next show, and we might come back and touch on a subject or two out of here, and plus we'll have some stuff for that show as well, and we want to get that information too. So it's going to be a really packed, really fun show. Not when you're watching this tomorrow, but like a week from tomorrow.
Awesome.
And tune in on Thursday for Brandy's campfire discussion. Because that's going to be lively.
Yes. So, always some good stuff there.
Well, thanks you guys for joining us, and we look forward to reading your comments, and we will see you guys next week. Yes. Comment down below. Yay!
Oops, sorry.
What? Oh, don't hurt George.
Bye, guys.